Hello and welcome to Sandhills week number 4 for Super Smash Brothers. We are more than halfway through the season now. This is going to be a good week of matches for Super Smash Brothers. My name's Eli. I'm joined with Chris. How are we feeling today, Chris?
I'm feeling pretty good. Glad to have made it past the halfway mark. Ready to see some awesome matches today.
Let's go. Today it looks like we've got Havelock, Jack Britt. I know he's one of your favorite players to watch, Mr. Mistybot himself. We've got C-Tech B, as well as the other trio, which is going to be Grays Creek, Lumberton Senior, and Lee County. So lots of good matches coming up. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and show you guys what we call the mothership.
From an esports and STEM perspective. Jonathan Stewart, former Carolina legend. Alongside input from the mayor of Charlotte, Vi Lyles. He actually needs it. Because the Love and Life Music Festival is an amazing place. The main stage VIP is even better.
I told you about the esports big rig that'll be there. What's your favorite game?
Between either Madden or 2K.
You think you'll beat Boblin?
Depending on how often he plays video games. Yeah.
Why not celebrate a birthday with an opportunity of a lifetime? So let's go with the birthday girl right here. We made this game partnering with Epic Games in our own North Carolina. This wouldn't be possible without our boy Steve Isaacs over here from Epic Games. He brought us the partnership that made the map of the festival. The Love and Life Music Festival is about to take over.
No, you just keep going straight. You'll find the victory here. We got a shortcut. We got a shortcut. Shortcut. Guess who's gonna win it? First place. Let's hear you go. Get high, baby. Who did it? Who did it? Right there. Clear 5. Clear 5. Clear 5. Let's go.
What a cool event that was. Can't believe the mayor came out for that as well. So awesome to see many awesome members of our community celebrating the mothership. If it does come near you, make sure you guys check it out. VESL's got so many fun and exciting things going on for all of you to enjoy. But speaking of fun and exciting things to enjoy, why don't we just jump right into game number 1 in our first trio of Super Smash Brothers. I'm ready to get into the action. And here we go. Always curious to see who Mistybot brings to the table. Is it going to be the Steve? It looks like today it's going to be the Me Gunner. I think this is his tried and true character. Looks like he switched up the skin on it a little bit as well.
A little bit. But then jumping into it, we do see that Me Gunner. So what can we expect out of the Me Gunner that you see so far here?
So Me Gunner is going to definitely keep Roy as far away as possible. Roy just has a sword, and he actually gets more damage the closer that you hit to the hilt, so kind of the opposite of Marth. Marth gets those tipper effects, but with Roy, you actually want to hit very close. So against a character like Me Gunner with all these bombs and traps, just going to keep Roy at arm's length and really give him a hard time. This feels like a very difficult matchup for Roy.
We see the utility coming out of Mistybot, as we said, using all those bombs and everything to keep Roy away. Even on the ledge there, has to be really careful with that little mine coming out. It's been doing a lot of damage, but really great follow-up so far. We'll be able to take the second stop there.
Yeah, this is just, so far, complete domination. It's very difficult for Roy to get in at all. Fully charged smash as the bomb lands on the platform with the bomb waiting for him. Hits the back air as well. Looks like you dodge one bomb. Guess what? There's another one on its way. Goes for the spike, but it's not even necessary. Roy can't get back. And did we just see a 1 and 10 second match? I mean, Mistybot is here to win this the whole season, it feels like.
Yes, only taking 64% damage that whole entire round. 3-stocked them. That was crazy, and it's just, it looks like they had complete knowledge over the utility they had. Didn't really let Roy start any amount of attacks there, just kept the pressure on them the whole time and took it fairly quickly.
Yeah, Roy, if you're Roy in this matchup, you got to take advantage of the quick movement speed on the ground. You've got to get in quick and then capitalize once you're able to get in, but MissyBot didn't allow any of that. It just felt like he kept Roy so far away that Roy's unable to get any kind of offensive pressure going. That's how you have to play the matchup. So let's see if Roy can maybe make the adjustment or if this player will just completely switch characters altogether. Let's jump into game 2. Okay, going to stick with the Roy. I actually respect this. I mean, just because you got cooked a little bit in the first game doesn't mean you can't make the adjustment and come back. And like I said, Roy does have a lot of fast options, so if he can get in, he can actually apply a lot of pressure. I like the neutral B, and then look at this, the aggression already ramped up, so we can already see he has adjusted the game plan. I think that's exactly what he needs to do here.
Yep, we do see those adjustments, but it looks like MissyBot took a little
less
time to adjust as well. Doing their best to get that damage out and already getting Roy up to about the 65% there, shooting out some of those missiles and projectiles. Again, just doing such a good job keeping Roy at range.
Yeah, great. I think that was a down smash, covering both sides there. Now with the back air, that's so strong. And yeah, even though Roy came out swinging, it does not appear to matter as MissyBot is ready to end this series. It's the first stock off. It's not over yet, but I mean, this pressure is just so difficult to play against. So far, MissyBot, I don't think has dropped a game in this season. So can someone take a game off of this man? Because so far, he is looking like the top dog in Sandhills.
Looks like Roy is trying to utilize some of those platforms a little bit. It looks like they've actually been helping us. They've finally been able to get MissyBot to about 78%, but here it comes that unrelenting pressure out. Those mines just so good. There it goes. Stock number 2. MissyBot looking to take it again so quickly here, but can Roy finally take a stock? They have gotten the mid gunner to about 93%.
He's playing a little bit more patiently here, not just running into every one of Jack Britt's different traps as they typically place bombs on the platforms. There's another platform bomb. Huge grab out of midair, by the way. Says, get over here. You shall not land on the stage. And I think maybe burned his jump at some point before that and didn't realize it because you only get your jump back when you land on the stage. And MissyBot actually grabbed him out of midair before he could finish landing. So then when he throws him off stage and hits him one time, Roy doesn't have his jump to get into the up B. So huge capitalization of the situation from MissyBot. We're seeing every single week that this guy is here to play. We'll see if his other competitor in this trio can maybe keep up with him. But I believe the next matchup should be Havelock versus C-Tech. Let's go ahead and jump into the next match. Oh, no, so Jack Britt will stay on the sticks and go up against C-Tech. And now we've got Pyra Mithra. Similar issues to Roy in this matchup. Also a sortie, but has a few other long-range options that Roy does not have access to, namely the side B here. And he's going to use side B of both Pyra and then Mithra. Now, going to stay on the Mithra for now. And I think you kind of have to against MissyBot here. You need those fast options, but kind of electing to switch back and forth, maybe doing this as a tactic to throw him off his game.
Yeah, we see a lot of those lines coming out. MissyBot looking like they're finally able to start landing, and there it goes, evened up the percentage fairly quickly. Might be adjusting fairly quickly. But again, as you said, those really quick attacks that seem to do a lot of good work so far from the side of C-Tech, but it's not going to matter as they get that full charge up into that first stock being taken, and it can be turned around so quickly by a player of MissyBot's caliber.
Fully charged charge shot. Doesn't matter if you are Samus, Mewtwo, Me Gunner. It is one of your best kill options. And we're starting to see all of these projectiles causing issues for Mithra. And Mithra needs to stop spamming the side B. It is not doing them any favors right now. Worked a couple times in the first stock, but that doesn't mean MissyBot's not smart enough to adjust as he hits the neutral air into the charge smash. And is he just going to 3-stock everyone? Because so far, he is a problem for these players.
It looks like it, and I'm wondering if maybe they know a bit about MissyBot and they're trying a little too hard, in my opinion. As you see, they were spamming that one ability, and just landed once, it landed a couple times, and they kind of went to it as a bread and butter, but it also looks like it worked a little bit to their disadvantage as well, because they started spamming it. Misty Bot was able to start getting that range that you were talking about before that they needed against the Sword cast members, and then next thing you know, they kind of just two-stocked themselves after that one stock was taken, and it was kind of their downfall.
Yeah, the thing about that move, we'll go ahead and jump into the next game, but the thing about that move, it looks cool, so I feel like it baits a lot of players into going for it, because it is very fast, but the thing is you're pretty vulnerable. You know, it looks like you're teleporting all over the place, but your hitbox is actually just massive while you're right there, and I feel like he knows that. But now we're going to see the Misty Bot Steve come out, actually playing as Alex in this case, and it's going to be against C-Tech's Isabel. I think C-Tech's, this is their main character, if I'm not mistaken. We've seen them on Isabel before. And Misty Bot going to the secondary, maybe deciding to get a few reps in with Steve. We see a couple moves clank, and then the up air strings have begun. It's the bread and butter for Steve. Now the throw, this is just pure aggression out of Misty Bot, and can you blame him? Finds the silver weapons. Now using the minecart to send Isabel off stage, goes for the spike, but just escorts Isabel to the blast zone with the minecart.
Looks like they picked up the gold now as well, and as you said, it might be their secondary, but it wouldn't look like it with the way they're playing. Just so smooth on it all, looking like they've played this many times before. Isabel trying to do their best, setting up that little seed that does the damage and knocks them up, but Steve just setting up those balls and mining as much as possible. Or I guess you said Alex, so it should be there.
Right.
A nice little molten block to do some of that damage, and just so clean on all these combos.
Yeah, wow, landing forward smash there. So the gold tools, it uses the down air with the anvil to close that stock, but yeah, the different tools of Steve have different properties. Now getting the diamond, this one has the most knockback, does the most damage. Gold one does less damage, but it's the fastest. So it feels like Misty Bot just kind of knowing how to use their tools effectively in each situation. And if they're able to close out this stock without losing a stock, they will have not lost a stock at all in their 2 matches this week, which would be incredible. Possibly the first time we've seen that. Isabel needs to get this stock off. I feel to just sap the momentum, but Misty Bot has other things in mind, uses the back air of the pickaxe to send Isabel to their untimely death, unfortunately.
Looked like Misty Bot was using that lone platform to kind of set up a trap, setting up those multiple different blocks and walls there, kind of forcing Dixie to get in there, and then just ultimately trapping them and knocking them to their death to get a pretty much perfect score out of all their games today. And you know, right now we're seeing why they are the top contender in the Sandhills region, and possibly one of them in all of VESL as well. So great seeing them go up this way, but at the moment, who do you think can beat them?
In Sandhills, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, we've seen C-Round or Crowned. Sorry, please correct me how to say your tag, but he looks like the competitor that will probably give Misty Bot the hardest time once we get to interregionals and perhaps even states, but I don't know. So far, Misty Bot looking extremely strong. Congrats to him for the double 2-0s. Now it's going to be Havelock versus C-Tech. Let's see which one of these 2 competitors will come out on top. Curious about the character selection as well. It looks like it's going to be Roy versus Pyra Mithra, so a classic sortie matchup. Obviously, Pyra Mithra a little bit higher on the tier list, but Roy high on the tier list as well. See how these 2 players match up. Look, that side B is back again. Like I said, it looks very cool, and it's fast, and when it hits, it's great, but it's not as good a move as people think it is. If you shield it, you can punish it quite easily. See if Roy can start to mount any sort of offense, but so far Dixie really taking control of this game.
Wise words from Eli, take them to heart. You might be able to learn a little something. But here we are. It is a little more evenly matched here. We do see a little more of the moves coming out finally, besides that side B. So right now we do have Roy at about 125, I should say now, in about that kill range. We'll see if Dixie is able to get that first stock taken. They're looking for it, but haven't really been able to capitalize just yet.
So far, up B and side B, the primary options for Pyra Mithra, and it's working so far. I think Roy needs to start baiting out the options, shielding them, and then attacking, maybe going for some shield grabs. Instead, just going to land right next to the Pyramithra up B and hit him with a strong forward smash on the hilt as well. So gets that sweet spot. Side B going to send Roy off stage. And at high percent, if you're Pyramithra, you want to end this Roy stock as quickly as possible.
Trying to get back to ledge, able to get it, but Roy at the 195%, finally using that shield against the side B, as you said there, and getting Dixie to about 52%. And wondering if there's anything in Pyramithra's. Ooh, they're actually going to fall to their death there. A little bit of a misplay, so a soft death there. And Roy, who took so much damage at the beginning, you know, is just kind of sitting pretty at almost 200. Finally going to get that stock taken away. But I was wondering if there was any move they could have used when he got to that post 100% that may have been a better utility to get that stock taken a little bit quicker.
Actually, the one he ended up using to get the stock is one I would have preferred he just started choosing a little bit sooner. The forward tilt on Pyra. Very strong. Base knockback comes out pretty quickly as well. All I have to do is shield one attack and then send it out. Looks like Roy's catching on to the offensive options of Dixie and now just shielding them before going for another option. Look at this now. Finally making the adjustment, walking up and hitting the forward smash. And that's why the side B's a little bit risky. If your opponent catches on that you're doing it a little bit too much, they can just shield it and then punish afterwards. So good job from Havelock to make the adjustment there. It's one of the most important aspects of being a Smash player. You got to see what your opponent's going for, come up with a good countermeasure to play against it, and that's exactly what we saw out of Havelock. So Havelock finishing today 1-1, Jack Britt 2-0, and then C-Tech will be 0-2. So they'll have to come back in next week. But that was overall a pretty solid matchup, a good trio.
Yeah, and we saw that as well. Havelock taking that first map off of C-Tech there. We saw some adjustments from both of them. Looked a little bit more evenly matched there. We'll have to wonder, you know, what the second characters they'll decide to pick each other into the next arena will be if they decide to stick with that. But we'll go ahead and jump into that one as well. We'll have to see if they stick with the Roy and the Pyramithra or if they'll go ahead and swap up one more time. But let's jump into it to see if we can force out a map number 3 or if it will go 2-0 in favor of Havelock.
Okay, Dixie back on the Isabel. This is kind of what I expected. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this is their most practiced character. This is the one that we've seen from them the most. Maybe they're just trying to experiment with Pyramithra, still haven't quite figured that out. But now that they are on a character they've got a bit more experience with, I expect them to have a little bit more success against this Roy. So the side B will hit the shield there. Fishing rod does not catch its target, but look at the little traps that Isabel likes to lay around the stage. Roy can't forget about that. If he walks over it, will get hit by that rocket.
Trying to bait them out, Roy once again using that platform pretty well, as we saw in the first map. Might be a little bit of extra safety for them getting up there and kind of baiting the other members out. But right now, the Israel still having a little bit of trouble, as Roy may have just found their groove after the latter half of last match against C-Tech as well. We see them actually coming out swinging and not taking too much damage. There he goes. They're looking for the kill. Can they land it? Nope. They're actually going to get knocked back a little bit, but great shield on that seat there, not taking too much damage from that hidden little rocket. But a second one is finally going to hit them there. They're going to find possibly a third. Isabel ramping up a little bit and finding a little more success on these combos and hits.
Yeah, Isabel just laying some traps that Roy's kind of walking into here. Jumps on the trap to activate the counter. Very creative. Also able to connect it somehow as Isabel will run at him. So I think already starting to adjust to this character as well. So you saw Brayden recognizing the habits of the Pyramithra, adjusting on the fly. Now doing the same thing against the Isabel. But Isabel putting traps in some creative spots that I don't think Roy's expecting. Tries to land on the trap with the counter again. This time it's not going to connect. And Roy's got to make sure they don't get hit by too much of this. They have the lead right now, but it's not going to last for too long if their stock is taken here shortly.
Trying to get back to the ledge. Successful getting up there. We do see that fishing rod out. Is going to be able to grab them and throw them, but not enough to get that stock taken away just yet. stop sign coming out as well, and they're trying to see if Roy can get some of that damage up before they get the stock taken, as it looks like the Isabel has a little better options for Dixie to get that kill, but they haven't been able to find it just yet. They have to be a little careful here. They don't want to get too far behind and having a second stock taken. And once again, this Roy is at 200% health, and there it is, finally taken, but the Isabel taking about 76 damage, percent damage before that, and then Roy coming out swinging right as he lands.
It's a good use of the forward tilt by Dixie, and oh no, runs out of air on the balloon recovery. Now a full stock down, but I don't think this is impossible. They've just got to start stringing some of these damage options together. The mines have been highly effective in this matchup. Gets him with the slingshot, and then another mine of the rocket coming through there. Nice down tilt as well. So Isabel starting to ramp up their aggression a bit here, but Roy just such a strong hitter. If he just gets one strong attack here, it could be the end of this stock. Even just at 67%, Roy hits a forward smash on the hilt, could end this game very quickly.
Roy is looking for the finish, but Isabel is saying, I'm not going to be done just yet. Trying to see if they can get the second stock before they take too much damage. Almost there, 129, but we've seen this Roy get to about 200. So Isabel has to be careful. Oh no, will they be able to make it up?
Oh.
Does hit one of the balloons, not going to be able to make it up. So here it is, one stock apiece, but the Isabel at 110%.
Wow.
Oh.
Side B off the Angel platform will seal the deal. So I know I spoke a little bit too soon after game one, but Havelock now officially sealing the deal with the victory over C-Tech. And yeah, looking solid. I like the way that he was able to make the adjustments in both of the matchups in real time. We kind of saw him adjusting, and like I said before, that's one of the most important parts of Super Smash Brothers.
It is, and we've seen a lot of adjustments as well throughout this. I did think that with these two teams, Havelock and C-Tech B, were a little more evenly matched, so we got to see a little more of their skill against each other, and they weren't panicking as much. So maybe they can take that, into if they find an opponent that is a little bit better than them or has a little bit of a higher skill level. You don't want to panic as much and maybe not soft death as much, especially against someone like Misty Bot from Jack Britt. But there it goes, Misty Bot taking the 2-0, Havelock 1-1, and then C-Tech with the 0-2. With this week 4 matchup, we saw a lot of great plays, but we really do see these top contenders kind of separating themselves right now. Separating
themselves indeed. So we'll have to see how these competitors face off in their next week. We're getting towards the end of the season. Every single match really mattering quite a bit to see if you can qualify for both regionals and the state championship, which are both fast approaching. But before we jump into our next trio, we're going to go to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back to Week 4 Super Smash Brothers coverage in Sandhills. I'm Eli, joined by Chris once again, and we just saw MistyBot put on another impressive performance like we see from him every single week. We also saw little bits of him from last season in the break sequence there. But we have another matchup coming up here shortly. We've got Grays Creek, Lumberton Senior, and Lee County. But before we get into that, I want you guys to hear a word from our good friend Dante White. He wants to tell you about his experience with VESL.
Because like I said, I had a Windows 98 that was like, oh yeah, we got Adobe Flash and that's it. You want World of Warcraft? No, but we can probably give you Wizard 101. But I'm excited because they've been talking to me about the STEM projects, and this can run Unreal Engine 5. Dante White, and I grew up in a forest mostly. For about the first 8 years of my life, we lived in what we called it the bottom, because the entire area was encroached by trees. We had a lot of natural growing things there, berries, tomatoes, lettuce. It was good. So I was outside a lot for most of my early life. The first time I really got into using electronics and stuff like that, my brother got a PlayStation 2 with him and his uncle. And then like at school, we would go on like computer lab, and that's when I started getting into like the Flash stuff around the 2010s, 2015, Newgrounds. And I liked it, I really did. I've been here for about, I guess, a month, because I joined like when they came for the lunchroom and introduced everyone. And I participated in a tournament. I had fun. It was my first time doing something like esports related instead of just watching on TV. I really like music as a hobby. I've been trying to make music, and I think I could use this to use better software, because the GPU won't overheat and then explode in my face. I'm thinking about going to college to get a engineer's degree, start building robotics and stuff like that, maybe get into AI. They're really supportive, they're trying to help out, and they really want to get people there, and they make you feel included. It's a really outgoing community, and I think VESL's doing a great job of being good to new people and old people. You have a good platform for people who are like probably busy or doing other stuff, because it is just hop in, talk, play, and hop out.
So cool that he was able to win that PC through STEM competitions. Keep in mind, guys, we got the Network platform set up for you guys to enter all kinds of different giveaways, competitions. Make sure you guys are staying up to date at thenotwork.org. But enough of that. We got more Super Smash Brothers action. We know that's what you guys are here to watch. So let's go ahead and jump into our first matchup of the day. Not of the day, but of this trio. It's going to be Grays Creek versus Lumberton. And I think this is a little Mac that we've seen a few times in Angie Boy on the Terry. This should be a good one.
Matchup we have seen before, both of them coming out, throwing punches right away as it is their character. It's actually fun to watch, almost like a full fighter. We do have Terry from Street Fighter, and of course a little Mac from Punch Out. So both of them going at it, and both of them do have that meter. So we have the go meter from Terry that he'll get once he gets past 100%, and then of course little Mac trying to get that KO meter. We have seen some players though who have been trying to use little Mac. Unfortunately, haven't seen too much success on that KO meter, but we'll see if it comes out today or not.
It's pretty difficult to land, I'll be honest, and it's also easy to lose it, and needs to get back on the stage here. Yeah, only will take a few hits before KO meter is offline, and that seems to be what happens a bit too frequently is players rush it. I mean, in a way you do kind of have to, because like I said, it is easy to lose, but Forward Smash gonna be able to close the stock for Terry regardless. And so far I like what I'm seeing out of this little Mac. I think we did see this player before, but it looks like they have practiced since the last time we've seen him.
Yes, but the Terry going to go ahead and take that stock back fairly quickly, so they are going to get back to 2 apiece. And now As you said, though, the Little Mac having a lot more success, even if they don't land that KO punch, is really good. Seeing that they are making these adjustments as the weeks go on, because it's not your only tool in the kit, so you have to make sure you're using everything else. Winding up there and gonna hit them right as the KO punch comes online.
You cannot challenge the charged forward smash from Little Mac. Terry learning that lesson the hard way. Hopefully will not land in front of that a time again, because even if you hit Little Mac in that position, he has super armor, so he's just going to kill you anyways. So good job by Little Mac kind of baiting that in, and we also saw a nice counter from him a moment ago, but side B as well. The pressure from this Little Mac is very impressive right now. Also canceling the charge of the neutral B there to get into the next engagement. Terry, though, fighting back quite valiantly so far.
Trying to take the stock back to see if they can at least even it up and go into the next one without taking too much damage. But there it is, that charged up punch again this time. Terry not going to rush down into it, and able going to take that stock. Is going to have one apiece, but again at 78% they have to be really careful, because so far Lil Mac has been pretty on point.
This has been very close, I'd say, even though there's a big difference in percentage right now. This is close to being even. Terry only needs a few hits themselves, plus the go meters online, but they once again land on the forward smash. And Little Mac hits hard on the stage. Very impressed with XR, Lumberton Senior here's Little Mac play in general. Typically, Little Mac's weaknesses are playing in the air or when their opponent is jumping above them, but at the beginning of that game, we saw a lot of just run up B, and cutting off Terry, trying to go for these jumping aerial attacks that he is so known for. So Little Mac playing very well in every step of the way. Terry able to get him to last stock, but just landed on a few too many forward smashes.
And as we see, don't need that KO punch to knock them out of the stage. So great job from the Little Mac this time, making some adjustments as they went along, and that's what you like to see throughout it. But we'll go ahead and jump into game number 2. We'll have to see if they stick on the same characters or if they decide to make some changes.
I like this. I think both these characters, or both these players, certainly favor their one champion. That's typically the right way to play this game. It's so difficult. It's easy to get baited into playing a lot of different characters, but if you can just master one and learn all the nuances of that character, typically have a little bit more success than if you try to play too many characters. Let's see, can Terry make the adjustments here? Already, I think, making some good adjustments and putting the pressure on Little Mac in the early game.
Getting back up to that stage, but as you said, there it is. Maybe, as you said, the KO punch online, just going to miss though again there. So still not able to find it too well, but Terry putting on a lot more pressure. Little Mac charging up once again, trying to catch the Terry with that forward smash that worked so well in game number 1. But here we do see the adjustments being made from the Terry. So Terry's actually coming out, doing a little bit better coming this time, using a little bit more space to keep himself from taking too many punches. But another great one there from Lil Mac, trying to even it up a bit. Go meter only 2% away, so we'll have to see if they can get that online without having the stock taken away too quickly to get some utilization out of those moves.
I've been really impressed with Little Mac, though. I mean, this is now pretty even. Go meters online, though. Got to be careful. Has access to that attack there. And this one as well. I believe that's the Buster Wolf. And that does a ton of damage. Will certainly KO Little Mac above probably 90%, I would guess. Maybe even a little bit less. But now Little Mac in a position that he wants to take care of the stock, and great option. That's what I'm talking about. The run up B just covers his opponent's options above him, and you wanted to get that go meter offline as soon as possible.
Yes, you do. But here it is, Lil Mac actually coming out, doing a lot better on this stock so far. Terry has some answers, using that projectile a little bit there to kind of keep some space. I like it, using it a little bit more so they're not running directly and get some damage. And then coming out, KO meter online. We'll see if it can land. We are always waiting in anticipation, but it's actually taken out. And as you said, so easy to lose it, and we saw it just there.
Yeah, it can only take a hit or two before that KO meter dissipates. A nice parry coming out from Little Mac into the forward smash, upward angled forward smash. Downward angled forward smash might have broken shield there. Here we go. Go meter back online and uses the neutral B to push Terry back off stage. No jump to be had, and that's massive because if Terry's able to stay alive with that go meter, could have been the difference maker. But now Little Mac could very well just run away with this. How does Terry KO without go meter?
It's going to be hard, especially with that KO meter almost being up. Oh, finally they are able to take it right as it came up. So both of them taking each other's mechanics offline. But maybe a little worse for wear on Terry is you probably want to get a little bit more damage done with that KO meter before it is taken out. That
was such a good counter right there as well. Terry sending out the projectile, and Little Mac's counter reaches a pretty far distance, so able to get the hit after countering a projectile. Now just kind of dancing around, maybe rolling a little bit too much there. Little Mac starting to maybe panic a bit. This is definitely a tense situation. Would like to close this out right here, but Little Mac needs to stay on the stage. We know how bad his recovery is. Has KO online. Can he use it to finish out the game? No, misses it, and then we'll get forward smash for it. And that's now 3 KO punches missed. That's got to feel bad, but wow, nice bounce back from Gray's Creek. This Terry looking clean and making some adjustments.
And as we were talking about, making those adjustments in between maps is probably the best way to go. What we didn't really talk about last set that we saw was the map differential as well. You know, even if you take a loss, a 2-1 loss is a little bit better than a 2-0 because you at least have that added towards some tiebreakers that you may run into against some other people in the similar stature on the ladder. So great job by Grace Creek on taking another one back. So we'll have to see how it finishes out in map number 3.
This could go either way. I expect both players to keep their champions locked in. Let's go ahead and jump into game number 3. This will determine our winner of this series. Here we go. We saw Terry not really able to utilize the go meter and still finding a way to win, but it was after a few whiffed KO punches from Little Mac. So Little Mac needs to find some more of these smash attacks. I think that was kind of the difference between games 1 and 2 was Little Mac not finding those smash attacks hitting. Take advantage of the super armor. Yeah, KO punches the meter mechanic, but in my opinion, what really makes Little Mac is having super armor on all of these smash attacks. He does appear to have heard me as he winds one up there, but unfortunately not able to connect.
Already at 96%, does have the KO online. Gonna miss it and fall off the edge, but luckily was able to recover. Great job by them. Has to be a little bit careful here as the Terry has gotten so much damage without taking too much themselves. Probably what they're gonna want so far to see if they can take a quick stock off of this stage number 3.
Would certainly like to get this stock quickly. Have to rack up the damage at 132%. Little Mac certainly lose their stock very easily to any kind of smash attack from Terry. But just as easily, I mean, if Little Mac finds a forward smash at the edge, could actually get a very early KO on Terry. They're going to miss power dive. Rising tackle will connect, though. And Little Mac's at 177%. Any stray hit at this point might seal the deal on Little Mac.
It looks like they're looking for it. The KO is online. Has to be careful. Can they get it and maybe turn this into their advantage? And they can.
Wow. At 187, finally the KO punch connects. Almost would have liked it to be on the next stock, but you know what? We'll take what we can get now. Power dive will steal the deal on the next stock, though, and we're even all of a sudden.
We are. There it is. You can see how big it is once it finally lands. And there they are using some more of the smash attacks. And especially on this smaller stage here, probably a little bit easier to connect. But at the same time, it looks like Terry's been utilizing the smaller stage as well a little bit, using those projectiles to keep the Little Mac at range a bit more to try to get some damage racked up. But Little Mac seems to be feeling it now as they've done a lot better job so far in this stock KO meter and KO meter online. We'll have to see who can make the use out of those more.
Okay, so first one goes wide now. Terry going to opt for one of these special attacks. It's not going to connect, though. You can see him doing the inputs. Gets the next one, though. This player certainly knows how to land those attacks. Gets access to 2, and also has access to Little Mac's right fist as he gets stuffed in the face. And we're in a last stock situation. Game 3 is coming down to the wire.
It is, and I've enjoyed how well these players have been matched up against each other. It's been non-stop action between both of them. Such a great match so far. Both of them going at it, almost similar percentage here for both. So both of them are trying to get up there. KO meter is online. 96% though.
Oh. And he gets hit by the special attack after whiffing the KO punch. Lands right in front of Terry. That was a very close nail-biting situation, though, because if Little Mac just landed and used the KO punch a little bit later, I think the Super Armor would power through and get the KO on Terry. So that literally came down to a matter of pixels and frames at the very end, but Terry going to be the one that comes out on top. So congratulations to them. We'll have to see how they face off against their next matchup. Lee County going to enter the picture now, so let's jump into the next matchup and see who they are playing with. It's like these students are getting ready here, so bear with us. Okay, so now Grays Creek versus Lee County. Terry versus Hero. Okay, Mirage Eagle entering the picture. This player, I don't think typically has played Hero, maybe experimenting with Hero this week and see what they can do with it.
Like to see it, but you have to think that Terry come after such a nail biter, probably all warmed up, but the Hero doing pretty well. Did have time to sit on that spectator stand to see that match, so maybe has a game plan in mind, but that may have not been a part of it, as we see an accidental death there. Finally starting to see that book being used a bit as we see the different abilities that Hero can use. Of course, has that mana meter as well, so if that runs out, of course, they can't use some of their abilities, and depending on what abilities they use, you'll see it go down as well. So we'll have to see what they use. I believe they used the Psych Up there to help them out. Right now, Terry at 109 does have that go meter online. We've seen how well they have been able to utilize it against the Womack, so we'll have to see if it comes out, but actually they're going to take a quick stop. So that go meter has gone away, and they are evened up at 2 apiece.
Accelerate, such a good spell to just close the distance on your opponent. Gets way faster than Terry once that is online. Tries to activate the thwack, but gets hit out of the menu there. But Hero's such a unique character with the spell options in the menu. A lot of RNG involved. Does land the whack, but not enough to actually deal strong damage. Will put Terry to sleep, and looking for the crit here. Doesn't need the crit. Forward smash going to finish the deal. Now using Psych Up very quickly. I've been impressed with Mirage Eagle's ability to activate either heal, Psych Up, or Accelerado while their opponent is respawning. That's an important aspect of playing Hero at a high level.
Looks like they know maybe they are just trying, not experimenting too much, but at least has some knowledge of that, maybe as a backup that they're just trying to use at the beginning here. Terry able to get back to the ledge, 157%, so most likely can just finish off the Hero second stock if they just land a nice ability. They're looking for it, 182%, but again, as you said, they're picking these abilities pretty quickly here, knowing exactly what they want.
Yeah, I've been impressed. Uses the zoom to get back to stage. It's basically a free recovery, but not when you land on Terry's uppercut, as that's going to end that stock in a hurry. Now, last stock situation here. Saw the Hero kind of lose the first stock very quickly with the SD. Hopefully it will not happen again. Now up he can get back to the stage, and Terry is swinging to really put the hurt on, but when you fall asleep at the ledge, you're going to get hit by a strong forward smash. Kaboom tries to go out, down smash. Going to cover the roll in and tries to put Terry back to sleep with another snooze. But this is coming down to the wire. Offstage situation. This is getting intense.
85% for the Terry. Mirage Eagle again taken up to 111, but we've seen how quickly they can take a stock as well. Look like they use a little bit of lightning there. Going to heal themselves up a little bit, taking away some of that, and able to get the kill right after. So great job after that SD from Mirage Eagle to take those 3 stocks and bring it back to a pretty close game.
Just surprising him with the dash attack. Did not look like Terry was ready for that one, but that's what dash attack is for. Typically, it's a very fast option to cover a landing, and some of them happen to be kill moves as well, as we saw that one sending Terry to their untimely death. But Can Terry make the adjustment? It is a little bit weird playing against Hero if you haven't played against him very much. So needs to start punishing the character in the menu. If you're able to hit them while they're in menu, they're just standing there thinking, thinking pose from the meme. So if you can hit them during that, that's typically the best way to fight against Hero. Let's see if they can make the adjustment in game number 2.
Terry was able to bring it back last time against the Lil Mac as well, so we do know they are able to make the adjustments. As we load in here, we will see the similar characters being picked once again. That Terry, I do like it. They've done very well on the Terry, and I think they can make the adjustments going into the second map here as well. But the Hero did a really good job, so I'm excited to see what they're able to bring out again. And maybe if they have even a little bit more of an advantage, if they don't accidentally soft death on their first stock going into the second stage.
So right away, we see Terry hitting Hero out of the menu. It's exactly what we asked for, but Hero responding back saying, you know what, I don't need to use these spells. I can just jump in your face and use my sword. So it's kind of the adjustment and then counter adjustment we're seeing from these players now. Taking some space. That whack, I believe, hits very hard if it connects in just the right fashion, but unable to land that cleanly just yet. Outstage situation. Full mana. See, not going to opt to look for a zoom in the menu on the way back. Just going to recover the traditional way and might get punished for it now. Checks the menu, finds oomph. Should be able to get back with the up B here. And it does find the ledge. Get up attack's going to connect, as will the Kaboom. That is a strong hit, but now with that attack has activated the Go meter. Terry with access to a few more moves now.
And they will take the first stock, and this is where Terry wants to be. They have the Go meter online. They want to try to keep it and rack up the damage while they have it. The Hero might have something to say about us. So they got that first hit. They're getting Terry up to about 120%. We do see a little more of the utilization of the space coming out from the Terry now, though.
Yeah, we see a couple attacks coming out, building the snooze, but with Accelerado just getting in his face and hitting him with the crit forward smash. Love to see that. So Hero has a crit mechanic as well. All of their normal moves have, I believe, about a 12% chance to crit. So you don't see it super often, but we did definitely see it there. That's why that stock was deleted in the prior interaction.
Boom coming out once again. The snooze, a really good choice as we saw it utilized really well last time. Terry, though, doing a good job of it not falling asleep a little more on this stage. Getting the Hero about to 138%, trying to see if they can take this stock quickly and get back to having that stock advantage. But Hero jumping up, using those normal abilities, finally taking out the book, but Boom will not land, getting Terry to about 68% here.
This is still very close. Kaklang is activated, so turns into metal, holds it just long enough. Terry trying to time it so that they can hit the attack after he comes out of the statue pose. Unfortunately misses the timing. Doesn't matter though, finds the KO otherwise. Now Mirage Eagle, the one playing from behind.
Almost a mirror of what we saw against Lil Mac. Terry coming out swinging harder on this second stage, but it's going to jump off, able to recover. We do see Mirage Eagle, though, trying to see if they can take back this stock a little bit quicker, not take too much damage to try and even it up. But Terry having something to say about it, getting Mirage Eagle to about 78. Looking to see what they want to take. Looks like it was like Hatchet Man and possibly Sizzle there as well. Terry 68, so they're a little far away from that Go meter right now at 84 and might be able to find it soon. It is going to take a little bit of damage to get that online. We'll see if they can finish it out here with it.
Ooh, Sizzle's going to connect, not going to be strong enough to KO. Activates Bounce, which doesn't really do a lot in this matchup. Terry only has the one projectile, and so far Angie Boy not opting to use that too frequently. Does have a Go meter again and would like to close this out. It's going to be a little bit easier, but no. That is a massive KO for Mirage Eagle. Now should be able to survive a little bit longer. Psych Up activated now. A little bit more damage and knockback. Does try to go for the lightning attack, but that will miss. Power Dunk going to do some strong damage. And right now, Hero kind of needs to string some attacks together to even get Terry into kill percentage.
They do. really scary situation for them being at 146 right now. There it is, able to land one. They have to keep it going here if they want to try to get back into this, but it's not going to matter as Terry is going to find the kill and even it up to 1-1.
That jab to power dunk combination, so difficult to play against. But yeah, very interesting matchup here. Now 1-1 going to a game 3, correct? This should be a good matchup here. Hero not finding as many ways to KO their opponent this time, missing a few of those snooze spells. I think Terry doing good to adjust and move around some of the options that Hero has. Once you understand the way Hero wants to take your stock, it can be a little bit easier to avoid those options. So this Hero's got to play a little bit trickier, I think, if they're going to want to take the stock in this last game.
They do, but we will jump into match number 3 to see how they finish it out. And we actually see a swap onto the Riley here instead. What do you think about this?
Ridley, big body character. It's going to be easy for Terry to land some hits, but also if he can just land a few hits, can also take the stock from Terry pretty easily. We see the already some success. I mean, Terry quickly at 44%. Also see the parry come out, but multi-hit does connect. This is a very interesting one. Really has the side B command grab. I expect that to be gone for quite a bit here. It does go for it there. That does happen a lot on Ridley. You try to use the up B and activate the side B instead. You've got to be very careful with the angle on the left stick there.
We'll see if they can make any adjustments here going into it. We did see them soft death in map number 1 and finally took it out. And doing a good job there. Have to be careful though, because Terry is getting close to that go meter, and they're already at about 70 or 81%.
Going for that command grab again. We saw there it is. Finally does connect second time. Tries to cover the ledge with the fireballs, but I think using that option a little bit too early. Side B will connect again. Command grab. One of the more intimidating things to get hit by. You're getting grabbed by an alien dragon and dragged across the stage before he throws you off. Love that attack from Ridley. Tries to land with a down air, but it's going to get shielded. But Mirage Eagle sitting in a kind of precarious situation here at 100%. Needs to get some damage onto Terry.
They do, and right now unable to land it. Terry, though, having no issues landing some attacks of their own, knowing that if they can get one good hit, the Ridley might be flying off of the stage there. Of course, that first stock was taken due to a soft death, so it is a little unfortunate that they're in this situation here. Looks like they should be able to get up there. Got a little bit scary. Finally able to find some damage onto the Terry, getting them to about 50% here.
Great coverage. That was beautiful. I think Terry's without a jump here. Can they? Yeah, Terry, no jump available, and Mirage Eagle takes the stock with an impressive combination. That was side B into jab, then jump and hit the aerial attack to send Terry off stage. It is now tied up, but this is once again down to the wire.
It is. All these games so far have been so good today, and we're on the edge of our seat here, seeing who will be able to take this, because right now they're just trading blows. Who will get the advantage, though? So we've seen both of them able to take fairly good stocks off of one another. There it is. It looks like the Ridley is able to start landing some of those attacks. Will they be able to finish them off? Grab just misses there, though.
Yeah, the up smash does connect. Ridley up smash, kind of like a backwards Fox up smash. Now with a grab and into the pummel. Now trying to use those fireballs to keep Terry off stage. Again, wants to close the stock out before Terry uses the Buster Wolf. That was a dangerous situation. This is so intense right now. The next strong hit will end the game. But it is, what a huge shield there. Gets the grab as well, but gets a little bit too greedy on the pummels. But the command grab will throw Terry off stage. Good DI, though, to keep him on stage. Aerial comes out into the forward smash. And Mirage Eagle takes it 2-1. What an insane end game we just witnessed. That was intense.
Both of us on the edge of our seats, but I hate to say it, but I think Mirage Eagles should maybe soft death the first stock each game, because it looks like once they did, they were able to take it as they went forward there. Of course, that's probably not the best information to go out, but probably don't do that. But
still came back and won.
They did both of those. They did really well, and I did like the swap up onto the Ridley. It did seem to work out really well after the hero from the first two matches. Once the Terry was able to adjust, they swapped the character. But we will finally see the last match of the day which will be Lee County versus Lumberton. So we'll have to see if Lee County is able to take a 2-0 or if Lumberton will be able to take the 2-1.
Yeah, Little Mac was looking pretty clean earlier. Let's see how they can fare against Ness. Ness is, I think, a trickier matchup for this Little Mac. Mirage Eagle clearly has a lot of different characters. We've seen Mirage Eagle play the Piranha Plant in prior weeks as well, and it looks like Little Mac, unfortunately, going to side B the wrong direction and give up their first stock right away. Now going to be playing from behind against a hot Mirage Eagle that just won their last series.
All right, we'll see if they can bring it back. Maybe they're taking a little play out of Lee County's book and stop that thing. Maybe just see if they can take the map as well there. But as you were talking about, you know, some people sticking to some characters, we do see Mirage Eagle pulling out a lot. Eli would know a lot about that as he likes to play a lot of different characters as well. But maybe just switching this up, you know, Lumberton was able to sit on the stands watching the last two matches against the Here and the Ridley, so maybe they sitting on the stands first. Mirage Eagle was able to come with a game plan on who they want to play against each different school here.
Yeah, I think the multi-hit options of Ness do answer against Little Mac quite well, and also the yo-yo, typically a good option to cover the ledge. I don't think Little Mac can make it back. No, just barely, not enough, but I think this is the idea from Mirage Eagle. He knows that if he can get Little Mac off the stage, can use that yo-yo on the ledge to make it even more difficult for an already difficult recovery to make it back. Doesn't land with the baseball bat, doesn't connect. But so far the pressure from Ness has been insurmountable for Little Mac. Now going to just side B right into Mirage Eagle's grab. And this is getting bad in a hurry.
Finally seeing some damage coming out of Little Mac, able to take a stock there. Great job doing that, but has to be careful as, again, this Ness has just been doing so well so far in this one. KO meter is going to be online, but at 0%, most likely won't be an automatic death unless they can get some damage. Unfortunately, it is going to be used there and not hit. Mirage Eagle a little bit in the safe zone here, using that yo-yo to come out a little bit, but just such a great job confirming these hits.
Yeah, Mirage Eagle clearly has a lot of experience on this champion. Multiple PK fires connecting in a row, but really love the landing options out of Mirage Eagle. Typically landing with forward air just like that. And, oh my God, the PK flash. It is not often that you see that move connect, but when it does, it is impressive sight to see. What a way to close out game number one with a statement there.
It was. I can't believe how quick they just came out swinging on that Ness. You know, we saw them swap from Hero to Ridley and then coming out with the Ness. You think that maybe that they would have a little hard time keeping up with all these different champions coming out, maybe not as strong on all of them. But that Ness almost looked the best out of all three that we saw so far.
I have to agree with you. I mean, we've also saw Mirage Eagle have a lot of success on Piranha Plant in the previous weeks. So Mirage Eagle playing so many characters, but that Ness was looking very clean. The landing options were so effective against Little Mac. We'll have to see if they can do the same thing again. I kind of, at this point, expect them to change characters again, even though they just won, because they're just like me. It doesn't matter if I win the game. I like to play a lot of different characters. So let's go ahead and jump into the next one and see what the characters they choose this time. Yep, there it is. We knew it. They're now going to be using the King K rule. So if you're Little Mac and you just started to figure out how to play against Ness, guess what? You got to figure out how to play against this big, grimy alligator. And this is a very frustrating champion to play against.
Looks like they're swapping between lightweights and heavyweights each time, so maybe they have a little bit of a way they like to swap up. But here it is, finding a little more success on the King K roll, getting that damage out, but a great slam. King K roll has seemingly a lot of abilities. The one I've liked the most is when they shoot out that cannonball, suck it back in, then shoot it back out. Has to be a little careful with that, but Lil Mac doing a much better job so far.
Yeah, I mean, so far, the options of King K rule a little bit less potent than the Ness, and we see the super armor effect coming in strong for Little Mac. Going to be able to land that forward smash to take the first stock. It's the type of momentum you like to see into this game. Crown comes out. It's actually going to get hit on both sides. You rarely see that. Dash attack going to come through. Now, I think King K. Rule electing to just play at this range that makes it very difficult for Little Mac to get in, but I expect Little Mac to adjust by adding some counters, side Bs, maybe a few more forward smashes as well.
There it is, the adjustments coming out of Mirage Eagle, going to help them take the stock without taking too much damage. Lil Mac trying to use that speed, though, it looks like, to get some of those hits in onto it. There it is, great job by them finding their range a bit here, it looks like, and finding some of the smashes. Going to get sucked up by that blunderbuss though, and hit a couple of times. So it looks like Mirage Eagle also making some adjustments of their own.
I mean, multiple smash attacks in a row, but that smash attack's going to get countered. It will activate the KO punch, though. Get up. Wanted to probably just get up and activate KO punch right away, but loses it after getting sucked into the blunderbuss again. Now down air, going for the down air into up air combo. One of my favorites with this champion, but this is so close. Both players were momentarily only separated by 4%, but a nice forward smash gives Little Mac the lead.
Has to be careful though, so the hard hitting is going to come out of Mirage Eagle to try to even this up before taking too much damage, as we saw last time on it. Good job on that punch though. It's going to get some damage here, a lot of it. Will they be able to find the second stock? Oh no!
I think went for a little bit too much there. Also pretty sure they still had a jump, but did not mash jump out of the counter animation to get back to the stage. But Mirage Eagle at high percent. I mean, Little Mac, yes, this is a heavyweight character you're fighting, but still should hit hard enough to finish this KO. But wow, just all these dash attacks and smash attacks coming in from King K. Rool. Now going to get chucked off the map. Unfortunately, uses blunderbuss in the wrong direction. KO punch is online. Tries to activate it right there, but the cannonball to seal the deal. That was so clutch out of Mirage Eagle. What an angle to hit right there at the end.
It was. I can't believe 4 different characters able to take the 2-0 victory as well from the side of Lee County. So great job by them, saying that sometimes variety is the way to go. Eli probably a little happy about that, seeing someone that's using multiple different heroes able to get the win as well. But some great matches across this. You know, we had multiple games going to maybe possibly a third map, and a couple of teams taking one win as well. So they're not going to be too disheartened by that series there. Yeah,
what a great trio we witnessed. Highly competitive. Mirage Eagle looking very strong on multiple characters, like you said. In the previous matchup, we saw Mistybot continuing their reign of dominance in Sandhills. Who's going to stop them? But on that note, let's take a look at the leaderboard and see how all these different players and schools are matching up on the right side of your screen. Only now 6 teams currently undefeated. Of course, Mistybot one of those. But we've also got Durham Arts, which I believe is Cujo, Cedar Ridge, Lee County, that's Mirage Eagle that we just watched, Northside Onslow, and Westover. So a lot of interesting scores here on our leaderboard.
They are, and I really want to start seeing some of the matchup against each other to kind of see how we'll go. We have, of course, we're on week 4. We still have week 5, week 6 before we get into regional. So it is a potential that some of these teams could face each other. We may even have all three of them face each other in one of these upcoming weeks as well. We'll have to see how these leaders face off against each other. But again, looking down a little bit more, as we were talking about, Lee County A, North NC Cyber Academy as well. These teams that are 7-1, only dropping 1, but it shows you how big of a difference it is having that 15-2. So that differential on, at least taking one of those maps helps out a lot. We're looking at the, second page here. So we have so many Smash players, so great to see these ones that are kind of in the bottom half here, but, could maybe make a little bit of run in these last 2 weeks as well.
For sure. It's definitely not the end of the road by any means. There are many more matches to go. And also taking a look at some of the other regions as well. There's plenty of matchups they can look forward to into the later stages of the season. But that is going to do it for our Week 4 Super Smash Bros. Wrap-up. Tomorrow we've got Rocket League. Make sure you do not miss that. Who doesn't love car soccer? And, be tuned in next week as well for even more Super Smash Bros. Action. Y'all enjoy the rest of your night.